welcome back to PlayStation Access. I'm Nathan and I'm here today with Will from Need For Speed Payback. We haven't actually played the game today, but I have played the game at E3.
Yeah, and we get to play more of it at Gamescom over here.
That's what I'm booked in. So what I want you to do, can you set the scene for us? Right?
Certainly, yeah.
So we're playing 3 different characters.
That's right.
And you're trying to take down a cartel.
Yeah.
And what's happening in the story?
Yeah, Need for Speed Payback is a brand new Need for Speed experience. It has a new single-player campaign that features 3 characters, right? One is a racer, another guy is sort of the extreme driver, drifting and off-road, and the third one is a professional wheelman.
Okay.
And these 3 crew members come together. Well, they play through their own individual threads, so all the classic Need for Speed racing, drifting, all these missions, add up to these what we call blockbuster action missions.
Okay.
And each one of these is an action movie scene where you do heroic things. These 3 characters interact together, they support each other, and then in the end they're trying to take down these people called the House who control all the street racing. And they're paying off the cops to come after you.
So I'm fitting this back into the demo that I played back at E3, and I'm guessing that was probably one of these kind of blockbuster.
That's right, the
missions.
highway heist, where you're driving along, the highway in the desert, in the Mustang GT, trying to chase down that 18-wheeler, hijack it, steal the $2 million Koenigsegg Regera off the back.
Yeah, I had a big E3, guys.
That's one of the several blockbuster action missions, right? And what it showcases is how you're driving one car down the road, and then we do a dynamic vehicle swap.
Yes.
And so you're driving the Mustang, and you jump on the 18-wheeler, and then you switch to another character driving a different car. So we like to interleave these characters and how they support each other. And then in most of these sequences, you're also driving the car that you built and upgrade, and you switch to another car that you built and upgrade.
Okay. Yes. So I didn't. I was wondering how the customization kind of fit into that. So how do you make that happen? How do you slot those kind of customized vehicles into the kind of story beats?
Yeah, so obviously we have the best visual customization in the business. Need for Speed fans love to pimp out their cars, have the right livery, slam those cars down, and then also to have performance upgrades and performance tuning. And so what we've done is we're giving you performance upgrades all the time, and we're giving you events that you have to kind of qualify for, right? You have to be up to a certain level, a certain rating to enter them. You can go in under par if you want, right? If you want to challenge yourself more.
Right.
But you've got to build your car up to challenge these rivals and take them down and work your way to these blockbuster action missions.
I get you. And so one of the bits of feedback that we had, one of the questions that we had was, there's 3 different characters, are we going to be able to switch between them? And it sounds like from what you're saying, rather than that, the kind of differences in gameplay are going to build up to these missions where everybody gets involved.
That's right. And you get to choose which races and events and missions that you want to enter. So if you prefer drag race, you can play more drag race as Tyler, the racer. And then you go and play a mission. Oh, hey, I've got to get these bank robbers to their safe house. And you switch over to Jess.
Right.
And then you go to a drift event, and then it's Mac. And each of these characters they're expressing what they want to accomplish, what their motivations are, how well they're doing.
Okay.
Right? So they're voicing basically how well the players are doing in these events and really motivating players to win these events.
And so the structure of the game, do you get to basically decide, if I wanted, like you said, I'm trying to figure out, from me starting the game at the beginning and then obviously the progression system, I get to kind of lean one way or the other.
That's right. We do a super quick onboarding. We introduce you to the characters, the different rides that they have. You see in the background, we have a sleeper car, a BMW, we've got a Skyline, we've got this off-road Bel Air. So we introduce you to, all of what the game offers, and quickly we put you into situations where, hey, do you want to do this race or do you want to do this off-road? Do you want to do more off-road?
Right.
Then you come back to race, and it's really up to you what order and how linearly you want to play it.
Gotcha.
But we expect a lot of players to be jumping back and forth all the time.
Yeah, and look, you just mentioned some of the vehicles we've got behind us. I'm not a big car guy, but I know that you guys announced a big partnership with BMW this week. Can you just kind of talk about why, what kind of cars we're going to be able to, what we can expect to see and why they're a big deal?
Yeah, we have this long-standing relationship with BMW, all the way back to Most Wanted. We have the beautiful M3 GTR in the cover, and it's one of the most iconic cars in racing games ever, right? It made sense for us to have more BMWs, and so that we have the all-new M5, but we also have all the the Japanese tuner cars. We have muscle cars. We have exotics. We have a new car class of car called derelicts, and these are cars that you find in the world. You get clues as you progress through the story, and then you go and hunt and find chassis and parts, and once you've got all the parts for a car, you've got a rolling chassis, and then you can customize that to be a completely unique, one-of-a-kind ride.
Awesome. Right, and my final question is, we were just chatting, and I didn't realize this, but you were saying that you kind of you got your start back in the day on some of the old school Need for Speed games.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, how does this compare, Payback, to what a lot of people consider to be like that was when Need for Speed was just on fire, and how does this compare to that?
Yeah, I think we've taken a lot of those old elements, right, from the classic games. Like people love Underground, people love the old Hot Pursuit, people love the new Hot Pursuit, right? The newer Hot Pursuit from Criterion. And what we found is a lot of these are common elements that people just love about Need for Speed and equate with Need for Speed. And so when people go, oh, why haven't we remastered this old game? Well, here's the secret: is that we've taken all those old elements and put them into the modern games, right? Make them fresh, make them modern, make them contemporary with modern graphics, modern physics, and modern game mechanics.
Sweet, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys for watching. Let us know what you think about Need for Speed Payback in the comments, and do stay tuned to Access. We've got loads more coming up from Gamescom.